Hello all and welcome back to my channel. I want to say Happy New Year to all of you. This is another brand new year. I want to say a very big thank you to all of my subscribers that subscribed to my channel last year. You guys really rock. This is a brand new year. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, share my video, like my videos, and tell me if you're having any problems with sewing, any part of sewing, or if you have videos in particular that you want me to make, you can tell me. But first you have to subscribe. Today I'm going to be making a 6 pieces / 8 pieces skirt for you. When I say / 8 pieces, I'm actually going to be cutting it like a 6 pieces. After cutting it, then I'll show you a little trick that is from my own innovation though, of how you will be able to turn it to 8 pieces skirt. I got this fabric. It's quite soft. It's 2.5 yards. That's what I'm going to be using to make this skirt. It's going to be flowing. I'm going to make it, the back is going to be longer than the front of the skirt. It's going to have like a tail at the down part. So now let's get to business. So I began by folding my fabric into 2 from the wrong side. First, the measurement I'm going to be using, the waist is 32 inches, while the hip is 40. It's 40. So first I'm going to be cutting the middle part, that's the middle piece of the skirt. That's what I'm going to be cutting out. So I'll fold my fabric like this. When cutting a 6 pieces skirt, the middle folding, it depends on how wide you actually want it to be. So that is what will determine how you're folding your fabric. What I have here is 11. That's 22. So that means the middle piece will be 22. I think it's okay. That's the down part of the middle. I said the length for the skirt is 45. I'm making use of 45 inches. Like most of this sample material, they're always very long and deep. So I have my entire length here. So it's 45 inches. Then I'll add 2 inches as my allowance. You can add 1.5 inch if you want to. The next thing I'm going to be ruling here now is the knee measurement. So for the knee, I'm going to be making use of, you can make use of 19. I'm going to be making use of 19 inches. That is for my knee. That's from the waist. From the waist to the knee. You can actually measure that. You can actually measure. So I'm making use of 19. You can make use of 20, like I said. You can measure, just measure to be safe. Then for this up part, that's for the up part. Since I told you I'm going to be making it 4 inches, that means it's 8. That means here, that's the width here, it's going to be 8 inches. That's for this up part. So I'll measure it like this. I'll add 4 inches. Like I told you, I want a very big skirt, as in a very flowing skirt at the down. So I'll just keep taking it like this. 4. When I get to this point that I measure, that's the knee, I'll make it 4.5. I'll make it 4.5 inch. Then when I get to this point now, you can see I'm going to be connecting my lines. This is the first middle piece. This is the first middle piece. You see the way I'm connecting my lines? When I get to this place, you can see I'm slanting it this way. You can see I'm slanting it this way. So from here now, I'm going to slant it down straight to join this 11 that I measured initially. I told you that I'm going to be making use of the whole length. This is actually 12, so 11. This is 11. So I'm going to be bringing it down here. If you notice, I've not started adding my measurements. I'm just measuring the middle piece out of it, because like I told you, I want a very flowing 6 pieces skirt, as in flowing. big flowing one. That is what I want, a very full one. That is why I'm doing this. There are other method of doing the normal simple 6-piece skirt. That is just normal, the conventional one, but I don't want that. I want the Instagram ones, like those pictures you see on Instagram. So now I'm going to be cutting out the middle piece. This is the middle piece. So now I'm going to be using this middle piece to cut another one. That is the middle of the back. So I'll fold my fabric again. I'll turn it. Notice this side is wider, so I don't want to waste my fabric. So I'll turn my fabric the other way around, like this. So now I have the wider part down here. So for this back piece, this up part, I'll leave 1 inch as my allowance. That is for the zipper allowance. So I'm going to be placing it like this. As you can see, the 1 inch is there. Like I told you initially, I said this skirt, I actually want the back to be longer than the front. So now, if it was a normal regular skirt, I would have been cutting it here, but now I'm going to be extending it by 5 inches. I'll extend the back, this middle piece, I'll extend it by 5 inches because I want it to actually be down. Like I said that I wanted a tail at the down part. This tail, I'm not going to be attaching it there. It's actually another style that for the back piece that you open from here and then cut something like a triangle and attach to it. Then you still have a tail, but I don't want that type. For this skirt, I'm just going to be adding, initially I said 5 inches. I think I should just increase it to 7 inches. Just add it like this. That's for the back piece. I'll add it like this. I just want it to be a little bit down. So I'll just extend like this to still get my triangle for the down part. So now I'm going to be cutting it off. So the back is out. I'll put a notch here. That is for the zip allowance. And then keep this piece aside. So now I'm going to be cutting the side of the skirt. That's the other 2 piece. That's the side. So I'm going to be making use of the front piece to cut the side. Note, I'm not making use of the back. The back is out. So this remaining 4 parts that I'm going to be cutting, they're actually going to be the same size. So I'll turn my fabric again. Why I'm turning, because as you can see, this side is wider. So I'll make use of it for the down part. I'll fold again into 2. As you are folding, before you start, I'm actually going to be measuring out my waist measurement, my hip measurement, my knee measurement. I'll check it out before I cut, before I put my scissors to cut. So you place it this side. You see, this is the side, not the middle. This is the middle piece of the front piece of the middle. You place like this. Like I said, I'm going to be actually going to be cutting this part, but before I cut, I'll measure first so you don't run into any problem. You measure, like I said initially, that the waist is 32. That is 32 divided by 4, that's 8 inches. So I have 10 inches here. why I'm telling you that I have 10 inches here, because actually this part I'm going to be cutting it off, I'm going to be trimming it off, so I'll still add just a little bit. So for my hip measurement, between my hip and my waist and my hip is 9, is between 6 and 9, so that is this middle part. So I'll measure and check and see what I have. I have 12, it's not big enough, so I have 12 inches. I actually want 10 inch. Why I say it's not big enough is because I'm going to be trimming this part out, so I'll still fold it a bit. So I think it's okay now. I think it's okay. So now I can now insert my measurement into it. So I'll place here like this and rule a line, like a line for the waist. I'm just using this to indicate. It's like most of my videos when I'm making skirt, I normally say between the hip, the waist and hip is usually 6. It's between 6 and 9. So this is the hip part of my skirt. This is this part is my hip part. So then I use the 19 and 20 for my knee. So I'll still measure it out, I'll still mark it out. So I have my knee, I have my hip, and I have my waist. So now note what I'm going to be doing, how I'm going to be cutting this part of the side. I'll take this piece like this, I'll place it like this. As you can see, you see it. Let me get my pins to pin it down so it doesn't move. So now I'm going to be trimming out this tiny piece out. Why I'm trimming it out is when you are sewing, because you are actually going to be joining these two pieces together, so it has to be accurate for the skirt to have a really good shape. So that is why I'm using this edge to cut out this other part. That is why I'm using it, because I can just cut it straight since it's just a line, but the skirt will not have that shape. So that is why I'm using the same part of it to actually trim out, so I'll have the same shape. So the next thing, I'll open it down, open it like this for it to come like this. As you can see, this is how the skirt. As you can see, when you are done, you can see the skirt, but I'll remove the pins so that the measurement will be accurate, and actually place it like this just on top. Then I'll now measure out my actual measurement. I'm going to be inserting my actual measurement. Like I told you, this is the waist. So the waist measurement is I told you 32 divided by 4, you have 8. This is 8 inches here. Note, because I'm going to be sewing with this half inch, so I'm going to be adding 2 inches allowance to it. You can add 2 inches, you can add 2.5, 1.5, so that depends on you. So this is 8 inches, so I'll add 2 inches as my allowance. I'll mark it like this, just make a little slant like this. Then for the hip, I told you that the hip is 40 inches. So for the hip, 40 inches, when you divide 40 into 4, you have 10 inches. Like I said, this is 10 inches. Because of the half inch I'm going to be using to sew it here, seam allowance and another half inch. So I'll add 2 inches as my allowance here. So I'll join my line from here to here. Just make your curve, just like a slant curve, like this. Then for the knee, I actually want the knee, it to be a little bit tight, since I told you that I want the down to really be big. So I'm going to be using 30 for my knee. So when you divide 30 into 4, you have 7.5 inches. So this is 7.5 inches. So I'm going to be using, because of the half seam allowance here and here, so I'll add another 2 inches to it. So now bring my line from here down here. As you can see the way I'm shaping it, you can see the shape of the skirt is already out from the top part. Then for the down part, I'm going initially this first one I used 11 inches here. So for this down part, that's the side, I'm going to be making use of 12 inches. So I'll put my tape here and measure 12 inches. This is 12 inches. Like I told you, I want a very flowing skirt. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'll take the line from here like this and connect it down here. Just make a straight slant. A straight slanted line. You can use ruler, as you can see. So for the down part of my skirts, I'm actually going to be making a curve. As you can see, this is the down part. So I'll just take it like this, like a curve, just for it to flow. So now I'm going to be cutting out this piece. This is the first, this is the side, like I told you initially. So this part, I'll use it, that is this side piece, to cut another one. This one is for the front. I'll cut on exact, this is 2 pieces. I'll cut another 2 for the back. You can see this is the front piece, this is the back. So like I said, this is the front piece. The back, you're actually going to be opening it. You open it straight, that's for the zip part. And at the end of the day, after opening, you have your 4 pieces. The skirt will now become 4 pieces. Then for the middle piece, like I told you, this is something that I've tried and it has been working for me. I've tried it and I use it to make clothes for my customers and I've never had any complaints. All you have to do before you couple, you hold it like this from the back. You hold this piece from here. You just iron it out straight. After ironing it out straight, you run a line down like this to the end. After running a line down on it to the end, you open. You find out that the front piece, you now have 4 pieces. You now have two pieces here. So with that, when you have 2 pieces here, by the time you join this side, this is the front piece. When you join it and you join this side, this is the hip part. You don't join the hip part. You join this side to this side like this. And at the end of the day, you have your, this is, when you leave it like this is your 3 pieces for the front, another 3 pieces for the back. You have your 6 pieces. But when you join here, like I told you initially, when you join it together, you have your 8 pieces skirt. So I've come to the end of this tutorial. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you are having any problem with this skirt, you can ask me any question. I will gladly answer you. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, comment, tell me what you actually want. And I'll be so glad to answer you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye and God bless you.